Monday, March 2nd, 2026, I'll call the Chickasaw County Board of Supervisors meeting to convene. Roll call, all members are present along with Board Secretary Sheila Shackleton. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda as presented?
So. Sorry.
Motion by Scott, second by Steve to approve March 2nd's agenda. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion is carried. Approve the minutes from last Monday, February 23rd.
Sorry.
Motion by Travis, second by Scott to approve the February 23rd minutes. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Abstain.
Motion carried 4-0 with one abstain. I guess we'll just review the Chickasaw County Confidential LD statement. There was one department, I think maybe after more discussion, we'll sign them, but remember we asked them to be signed by next Monday, give them back to us at the department head meeting. Roman, I guess you're here. I don't know, just any.
The guys, I guess, wanted to be more clear, concise, specific. Yeah.
We did reach out to Mike. He's on vacation, but he's supposed to be back today. So hopefully somebody gets back to us.
Like, I don't know if it'd be good to just specify exactly what you're thinking, like, you know, private personnel information, HIPAA information, matters that may or are currently in litigation. Yeah, that's the feedback I got. Just wanted it to be more clear. It's very broad. If you read it, it says all information.
Correct. So yeah, we're just trying to see what the HR team thinks of the word all, which reminds you, it was approved by Mike, what, 3-4 weeks ago? And
Yeah, it was
So-
January 9th.
we'll just see what they respond back and keep you guys updated, if something changes in it.
And I don't know, maybe it'd be a good idea to have some sort of a training for all county employees of, you know, what is advised to not be discussed or what you can feel free to discuss, you know.
I mean, even like workers' comp can't be,
Yeah.
anything with medical records. I know you posed a question this morning, like if the medical person tells their story, could that turn on them against a workers' comp claim?
I would assume that's why that sheet might as well just say, be careful what you say sometimes.
And that's
Yeah,
why-
exactly.
That's why we put the word at all, because it's not, we're trying to keep any confidential records safe and not get ourselves into litigation, pending litigation, so. We'll see what happens, just to give an update on that. Is there any public comment today, Sheila? All right. Discuss insurance requirements for vendors and or general contractors for Heartland Insurance Risk Pool. This came from Renee and or Scott. I don't know. There's limits on it. I think the Heartland board has set. It's either if we want to stay with those. This is more for the office complex at the engineer's office being built for their general contractor.
That or anybody doing work in the right of way.
Correct.
Yeah. It also falls on anybody doing any work on it.
Anything
In
for
our facilities or anything, so.
So yeah, you guys got that email to you. You guys just want to follow Heartland's recommendations.
I know Renee had mentioned to me, she thought some of these maybe were a little high. I don't, for what I do on the personal side, they seem pretty average to what's in the market today. I don't know what.
I think you run into more issues with small contractors or individuals that have to contact their insurance company and get these limits met for if they are working in our right of way. You know, the bigger bridge and paving contractors, they have no issue meeting these requirements, so.
This was just supposed to be discussed today to see if we want to continue as, I think Judy did.
Well, so Renee had contacted me last week and said, this was a recommendation. This is not necessarily what Heartland enforces. And Renee just wanted us to either endorse this and say this is what we're doing, or come up with our own, but just so she can say what she's doing with contractors, this is what the Board of Supervisors has said.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm okay with what Heartland's recommending is.
Any other discussion? Give you guys a background why this is on today's agenda. I think Scott and Roman explained it pretty well of just make sure we have these numbers set so contractors and vendors do work for the county. They provide this as liability insurance. You guys want to keep them the same, lower them as a recommendation, or?
I'm fine with your part of this.
Is that a motion?
Sure. Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve to, this is the new requirement for insurance for vendors and or general contractors as recommended by Heartland Insurance.
So is this as we get them now, or anything that's on file now? Should we go through and have
I'd
them?
say today's the date of the new limits
Okay.
moving forward. I think these are common.
But yeah, I think, if anything, I think some of them may be a little low.
Yeah, I think we almost have to go along with Heartland's recommendations.
All right, any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, anybody opposed, motion is carried. Got 9:10, we're gonna hold a public hearing for the budget amendment number 3, fiscal year 25-26, current fiscal year. Has been published, been on our website, bulletin boards, for today at 9:10, March 2nd. Is there a motion to enter the public hearing?
So.
Motion by Scott, second by Travis to enter into a public hearing for budget amendment number 3, fiscal year 25-26 at 9:10. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Scott?
Aye.
Travis? Isaac?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Motion is carried 5-0. We are in a public hearing. Any written comments?
No.
Any public comments? If not, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll move close.
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Isaac to close the public hearing at 9:11. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Steve?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Motion is carried 5-0. Next thing then is to review and approve resolution 3/2/2615 to amend the department appropriations.
So I have a resolution here that shows how the departments are affected. And if you're wondering on the very last line, the non-departmental, why it doesn't add up to be $3 million, it's because of that $12,650 I needed to take off of the budget amendment from prior. And if you look, then you see how we affected our service areas. I also sent you guys a spreadsheet that showed how budget amendment number 3 affected the budgets for each department. You should have got one of these sheets.
Yep.
Okay,
And she has very nice data for number 1, number 2, number 3, and then the affected budgets at the end there. So
so,
very good information to see how we've been going through the year. Just to recap, we're cleaning up county engineer for $110,000. Conservation is requesting some funds for a new pickup truck, a transmission issue on a truck.
the lawnmower,
No, not
oh, conservation. Pick up,
the $30,000 trees.
yeah, oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. General services for the lawnmower, 26.1, and then the non-department, like she explained a little bit, and then the 3 million bond proceedings that we should be getting here in about 3 to 4 weeks, we hope. In the service areas, it reflects the same numbers in reverse as an expenditure. Is there a motion to approve resolution 3226-15?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve to approve resolution 3-02-26-15, a resolution to amend departmental appropriations. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Travis?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Resolution has been adopted.
Those three. There's 2 of them, guys.
I think we'll get started on the next one. You guys can finish up. Engineer Roman Lunson, good morning, Roman.
Morning.
Looks like you have reviewed bids for Chickasaw County pavement marking project FM CO 19-123-55-19, tied with Howard County pavement marking project FM CO 45-100-55-45 on various county roads let through the Iowa DOT on February 17th, 2026. Within that, award contract to Quality Stripping Inc. Striping, sorry. For $277,267.38 and authorize Chickasaw County Engineer Roman Munson to sign contract on the Chickasaw County Board of Supervisors' behalf via resolution 3/2/2614.
If there's any way you want me to shorten that next time, I will try. So this was shared, we had a shared project with Howard County, we're both gonna do our own administration, we offered to be the lead on it, hoping to get better prices. By going together in it, pretty much just trying to decrease mobilization costs. The total was $267.38. That was the total bid. The total estimate combined, Howard did theirs, we did ours, was $268,642.52. So that comes to 103.221% that the bid was of the estimate. Now Chickasaw's portion, the amount bid was $184,249. and my estimate was 188,971.82, so we're at 97.5% of our estimate. With that, I would recommend that we award the project to Quality Striping Inc. And this resolution authorizes me to sign and Doc Express, as well as awarding the project. Howard County's doing a similar resolution today.
Looks like all five of us are signing this resolution.
Correct.
It is in your board packet, so. And Sheila has copies. Any other discussion, or is there a motion to approve resolution 14?
So. Second.
Motion by Scott, second by Steve to approve resolution 3-2-26-14. Resolution for a county to award contract and delegate contract signing and Doc Express. Any discussion? If not, roll call. Scott?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Travis?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Jake? Aye. Motion, resolution has been adopted.
There's three of them there.
And moving on is authorized chairman to sign contracts for Chickasaw County resurfacing project LFM 122 7X19 award to Matty Construction on February 17, 2026.
So this is our B-22 project that you guys awarded, got the contracts sent out to Matthew. They mailed us 3 copies, one for us, one for the auditor's office, and then one for Matthew. So just looking to have the chair sign that.
Yeah, I do want to give a quick update if you've, so we've been talking with Travis Squires and Jason Kaminsky. We did not have to do a pre-levy today, as we thought in the past. We already maxed out the wind turbine TIF dollars, I think at like 368. So he's working to stay within that when he sets the second bond, principal and interest. I think the timeline is, it's still in Travis's court, but Jason responded with the timeline. There'll be something next week, and then hopefully we get it closed. I think it was April 13th, April 6th, April 13th.
Yeah, the big issue there was technically, according to spec, within 30 days of the signed contract being fully executed, you're supposed to make a mobilization payment. That mobilization payment is either 1% of the project total, or,
So he was gonna work on a resolution.
there's one that's less, and it's gonna be, the one that's less is around a few $1,000s for this. So I'm gonna contact the contractor to see if they're okay with us waiting for that mobilization payment. If they're not, it was discussed to pay for that and then pay it back utilizing the levy.
Yeah,
Or
so
the
we
loan,
would,
I mean.
yeah, we would use that on, non-department where we had 40,000, I think it was, to pay that, and then the resolution would pay us back once we got the loan.
Sorry, it's 1% of the contract total or 10% of the mobilization bid item, whichever is less is to be paid.
So, just giving a quick update on the legal side of the bond proceedings. So is there a motion then to award?
Well, you already awarded, so authorizing you to sign.
Other, yes, authorized to sign.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Isaac, to authorize chair to sign contracts for the B-22 project. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, anybody opposed? Motion is carried. Department update.
I'll start with the week prior to last. Of course, we had the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our guys were out, to varying degrees. Friday, we had anywhere from 7 to 15 inches of snow, depending if you're in the northwest or southeast. Fredericksburg got hit the hardest, according to our numbers. Guys were out 5 AM to 6 PM that day. Saturday, we had one-ways and maintainers out 5 AM to noon. Then Sunday, we did have some drift areas and trouble spots. We had just 4 operators go out in Fredericksburg, Lawler, Nashua, and New Hampton, just few spots that were just giving us too much trouble for a full long weekend. Aside from that, a lot of brushing, and the blades were out Tuesday through Thursday of that week, pulling in rock, not digging into the subgrade or anything, just pulling in loose rock, filling in some ruts that we've been seeing, so. Let's see, office was a lot of design development work. We did get, pre-con was held for the Bridge 2000 project. They're planning to start mid-May. That'd be on Vanderbilt, north of Little Turkey Blacktop, B33. We submitted payment 1. That would be that mobilization payment. Let's see, Intercog was on 219. A lot of this overlaps between weeks. The following week, or last week, sorry, we were out Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday they went out at 5 AM till normal time. I typed that wrong on the sheet you guys got. It says 5 AM to 7:30, it was to 3:30. Again, cleaning up drifts and trouble spots. The maintainers were out Tuesday and Wednesday, just normal times, pretty much cleaning up their routes. Aside from that, it was a lot of catch up, changing blades, servicing equipment. We did a lot of shop cleaning, emptied out the sedimentation pits at New Hampton, Alta shop, cleaned the yard for the new office location. We got a couple more beams to move, because they are planning on starting mid-March now. We had a pre-con for that on Friday. We did discuss some value engineering proposals, waiting to hear back from Staggy. Those would have came both from McGage as well as Stanton Electric. Stanton wasn't in attendance, so we weren't really sure, but I know that Chuck talked to you, correct, about switching to aluminum.
Yes.
So Staggy was gonna reach out to Stanton to clarify that. We did have some tree removal from roadways, specifically on York, north of Highway 18 last week. A lot of mailbox miscellaneous repairs just from heavy snow. Stop sign repairs, Mission 250th, 290th, and Ivanhoe. Setting up equipment, general repair equipment. Sam told me this morning that the new belly dump trailer is expected at the end of this week, which is good. We're hopefully gonna be seeing no more snow soon, and we can start thinking about getting some spot rock hauled. Bridge 0621 and 0641, which are near each other on Ivanhoe and 280th. Working on letting docks for that. Ben generated plans. I've been reviewing them, and then we're probably looking at an early April letting date for the supply of structural steel. One of those is a 60-foot by 24-foot beam in slab. The other is a 50-foot by 30-foot beam in slab built with our crews, but to fall under the bid threshold, we'll have that letting for structural steel and sheet piling. Bridge 1300 project on 190th, that's contract is fully executed now with PCI. That just got done at the end of last week, so we'll be scheduling a pre-con with them coming up soon. We discussed the pavement markings, B22. We discussed the engineer's office building. Because other than that, I did submit the state budget. That won't be reviewed until I submit the 5-year plan, which going through a few things right now, trying to get that ironed out. And I will, because now we submit it to the DOT and they give their good graces before you guys sign off. It used to be the other way around. But I still think with the 5-year plan, I'll probably come in here and at least discuss it with you guys before I submit it to them. So we still got quite a bit of time for that. But between that and the Intercog, March 13th is the due date for the FY30 STBG applications. So I'm going to probably be, depending on how we want to utilize the TIF mechanism, where a TIF is going to be in 6 months or a year, as far as the state legislature. I'm looking at submitting a non-New Hampton school district project for the STDG application, more than likely B21, as it is in need of resurfacing or repair. Hopefully the state doesn't remove county and city's ability to capture that much needed funding, because that would throw a big wrench in our 5-year plan. A few things that were discussed in it was BE 14 through Ionia. That's in need of it bad. Of course, we got B56 coming up in 2 years. Yeah, I just really hope they don't take away TIP, so.
Exactly.
I don't have much else on department update. I guess we did submit, with the Ackerson Easterly Wildlife Area north of Bridge 2770 over the Wapsie, which is on the Caldwell Blacktop. So NEPA, National Environmental Protection Agency, with government-owned facilities, wildlife areas, they have a little bit more coordination with that. So I talked with Chad, got the deed, talked with Jake, and they have the official with jurisdiction, which Chickasaw County owns it. So Jake being the chair, I had him send that email saying our answers to their questions. If anybody's listening or you guys are concerned, the extent of our work is building some wing dikes north of the bridge. We might need a little right of way, which I don't know how we're gonna,
Yeah, we're
that'll
gonna,
be $1 or.
yeah, it's owned by the county Board of Supervisors. It's managed by county conservation. It's that little area where they park a car to go fishing or hunting.
Yep, and we'll probably enhance that parking ability if anything, or keep it at least accessible and the same. Right now, you pull by the guardrail, there's room for 2 cars to park. I wouldn't advise doing it when it's real muddy out, but we'll probably spread some gravel on there. But it's just one of those hoops to jump through with all the environmental regulation and stuff, so.
You haven't mentioned anything about the 2 upcoming
Oh.
meetings with City of New Hampton, myself and you. and
Yeah,
City of
so,
Lewiston.
and I meant to tell Isaac if he would, like, I just figured with the reps and then also with Jake's been kind of spearheading the TIF stuff as far as coordinating with Travis and Jason through all this. But we're having a meeting on, I have it written down here, March 11th and 12th, I believe.
Yeah.
City of Alta Vista, so we're gonna meet with them. Primarily on that one is in regards to the V18, which would be South White Street and West Weber Street. Seeing where they're at on that. They just applied for I guess I call it an earmark grant through Ashley Hinson's office. I did have them send me their application. I looked at it and I heavily revised it, and they were able to resubmit it on Friday. The deadline was 5 p.m. I don't know if they'll get it or not, but it's kind of a weird, I don't fully understand those earmarks, how they work, because they're supposed to be shovel ready. If you don't have money, how are you shovel ready? But I'm trying to get that coordinated with Alta Vista as well as the county, and then also the city of New Hampton.
Which is the 11th at
Yeah.
1, Isaac, if you're available.
Yep. So with New Hampton's, in our urban renewal plan currently, we have North and South Lynn. New Hampton itself has plenty of other projects that they're focusing on. So one way or another, South Lynn and North Lynn are gonna need attention. We put a seal coat on South Lynn around my first couple of years, and those aren't long-term fixes, so. And I mean, they're already thinking about 225th and doing a RISE grant application, but on the same token, South Lynn will need some sort of resurfacing sooner than later. So we're gonna sit down with Casey, and I don't know if the mayor is gonna show up or not, but
And then I think Kyle Anderson.
yeah.
Yeah, so. If you got time, Isaac, that'll be next week on the 11th. We're getting into March here, Ron. We need to have your annual review of your contract. Shoot me a date when's available for you.
Okay.
Just normal March, April things to get done, so. Nothing too hard. Any other questions for Roman? All right, thank you. Moving on to our 9:30 appointment, Economic Development Director Tammy Robinson. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning.
Review and approve the 2080 agreement on the 225th Street. You guys all got a copy of this. Megan helped us on Friday, Tammy, to get the signature
Yes.
page perfect. So Sheila had a copy of that. I think it was in our board packet. Roman looked at it this morning for me to make sure this is the final version, and it is. So any questions for Tammy, or if you want to explain this? They came to us, 6 months ago, and talked about this RISE grant that they're applying for.
And we did apply. If we don't get the RISE grant, we will not pay 225th. It's
Correct.
just not gonna happen, but it's really weird. It's kind of like Roman said earlier, we have to have this agreement and it may never happen, but we have to have this agreement in place, so.
Just 225th is two jurisdictions.
Yes.
One half the cities, one half the counties.
Yes.
This has been approved by Todd Pritchett, their city attorney, and our county attorney, David. Is there a motion to approve this 2080 agreement and authorize board signature?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Steve, second by Isaac to approve this 2080 agreement with the city of New Hampton. Excuse me, an agreement for paving project on 225th Street along the South Industrial Park. Any other discussion?
Because, I guess, have you guys thought about if you don't get it, if you're not awarded, are you gonna reapply next year or subsequent years?
It depends on what their feedback is.
Okay.
So it's an ongoing document at this point, so they may come back and say, we'll give you RISE, but we want you to remove part of the project, like 225th example. They may come back and say, we'll award the whole project, but only at 30% instead of 50%. So it just kind of depends on what their feedback is.
Wasn't sure if you guys were thinking that far.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? If not, we'll do a roll call. Steve?
Aye.
Isaac?
Aye.
Travis? Scott?
Aye.
Jake? Motion is carried.
Any other?
We'll get that signed off
Yeah. we
and
gotta
then
have
give
it
it to you
notarized.
guys.
Yep, absolutely, no problem. I have to take it to the council agenda, or council too, so yes, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll skip budget work session for now. Any committee assignments you want to report on?
I had a Turkey River watershed on February 26th in Folksville. They, basically a bunch of updates of what we had. They applied for a grant for the Volga Lake project over there, basically to create a watershed. And the DNR no longer wants, or does not want to fund a new watershed. What I thought was really interesting was they got a grant, was for $50,000 for, you see these, no fence sheep collars. They've got this on a cattle herd up by Fort Atkinson and a sheep herd by Kelman. And, yeah, it's all done from your iPhone, or your phone.
Yeah, I've seen them.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and my last WASI meeting, they presented that too, explained it, so.
Well, I suppose it's a lot less fences, a lot less debris in the rivers.
What they said is they recommend a boundary fence all the way around it.
Oh.
And basically it's for rotating pasture.
Rotational grazing.
Yeah.
And it just basically shows them where it's at.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like a dog fence.
Anything else on Turkey River?
No.
Scott, have you? What is it?
We had Northeast Subcommittee action on February 13th, Monday. Strong meeting, went through the monthly financial report. Presenter was Thrive Iowa program, page on 3. The new program HHS is working on,
What day did you say you had that on?
February 23rd.
Oh, 23rd, okay.
All right, I did not have any last week, so. Back to budget work session. All budgets may be discussed. This is the deadline for the max levy publication notice to the papers and to the auditor's office. We had some discussion last week where the levy rates should be, with some of the ending fund balances are still awful high, in my opinion, but we can settle on this publication notice. You guys all have a copy of the publication notice. With the higher valuation growth, we are at a 3.39806 for GB. What is the GS? Sheila, do you know off the top of your head? Like
It
a,
was 1.3 something, I don't know.
you didn't do that, like a 1.39.
Yeah.
We can do the math. So the total countywide for GBGS is a 5.22276. Moving down to rural services with the larger evaluation with using some ending fund balance, our new levy rate max is 3.10, which gives a total countywide is 8.32276, which is a decrease of almost $1 per thousand countywide. The second two paragraphs on this sheet is prepared by the State Department of Management, I believe. It gives assessed residential property value at 100,000 or 110,000. The assessed value, actual 100, assessed 110, which shows an urban taxpayer current tax is $277. If we stay at these max levies, it will decrease it down to a $256 tax bill for the county's portion of a 7.58% decrease. A rural taxpayer then, same values, same actual values. 443 with these max levy rates would be a decrease down to 408 or a decrease of 7.9%. The last area talks about commercial properties with an actual and assessed values of 300,000, 330,000. Shows the numbers there, 1202 went down to 1195. Rural taxpayers, 1924 down to 1904. Also decreases for the commercial properties if you're in those set areas. Pretty much all we filled in is reasons for tax increase if proposed excludes the current, which we don't have to give a reason since we are negative on all areas. This is what myself and Sheila put in. Sheila did the typing. The levy decrease due to improved operational efficiencies and the use of ending fund balances. Like I said, if you guys want to add to that, I just want to show to the public, we indeed did decrease due to improved efficiencies and the use of ending fund balances. It is scheduled for March 23rd, 2026 at a time of 9 o'clock with a standalone meeting in the boardroom. It will be published in the New Hampton paper on the 12th of March and the Nashville paper on the 13th of March. Again, this is a notice that has to be on any county Facebook accounts ran by the county. Has to be on the county website, and share as much as you can. If you guys have social media accounts too, just so we don't violate the law. Any discussion on our max levy? Still gives us some very healthy ending fund balances. I guess we'll see on the 23rd if we should decrease it anymore or stay as is. Any discussion on the notice of public hearing, proposed property tax levy.
I'll make a motion to set a public hearing March 23rd, 26th at 9 a.m. in the boardroom. Located on the second floor of the courthouse, the proposed property tax levy, direct the auditor, post notice of the public hearing, proposed property tax levy, the maximum property tax dollars for fiscal year 26-27 in the New Hampshire Tribune on March 12th, National Reporter on March 13th.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Travis, second by Steve to approve the max levies as discussed, and publish them as discussed in the motion. Just for discussion, I think we need to let the department heads team know sometime today if they have any social media accounts, county website. Publish it as much as we can,
Post it on their doors.
or do whatever they want to do. Or a little long. So yeah, the 5th, all these numbers will be submitted to our mail service provider. That's gonna get them all printed, put in envelopes, mailed out
Actually, so.
the 6th. So. Any other discussion on the motion? If not, we'll do a roll call. Travis,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Isaac, Scott, Jake, motion carried 5-0. So that is our max levy. I know some of you asked about department budgets, some wages. That could all be talked about until the 23rd. At that time, I saw last year, we did meet that Monday at 9. At 9:30, we did not approve the hearing notice for a budget. We actually waited a week. Just remind you, the April 30th is the deadline to approve the budget. But remind you, the 15th date is still, I believe, where the DOT wants their budget done. So just looking at the calendar, I know we are preparing to discuss at the 9:30 meeting on March 23rd, if we're gonna publish notice for our hearing on the budget. The soonest we could do that would be paper 26, 27, April 6. Or we do have until April 13th, if that's what you guys see fit for the budget. So in between now and then, if you guys have any concerns, but I don't think it's today's agenda to discuss budgets unless you guys want to. See anything, see any changes? I do know Denise Ballard from IGHCP is scheduled for next Tuesday at 9 o'clock to present. I've asked for like 2 or 3 scenarios of the PSF funding. But we all know what they did at their meeting a couple weeks ago. 2.6 something.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, somewhere.
the county is like 2.56.
Okay, so there is some room if we really want Sheila and her team to, Sheila will probably do it all. If we want to decrease all the insurances. Right now, we asked everybody at 6%. That would give some more cleanup of GS, Indian fund balances. If we indeed want to change what we act on, maybe next week on the 10th.
And maybe you could increase, partial self-funding if you wanted to too,
We could increase PSF
Yeah.
funding.
with that percentage.
I do know some counties are asking if, I'm not trying to throw this on the bus, Travis. I know you talked about it with me this morning about, do we want IGHCP to be our savings account? Or do we just do some, I know it's not that hard because we did it, add money in when needed. They pay about 2% interest.
Yep.
Do we want to keep the money local and just fund that trust fund as needed?
Oh, that's a good. But you're still gonna have to put into that
Correct.
with our,
Ending fund balances or
yeah.
the one-time money again. She'll get us the numbers next week of where we're at with the PSF. So, I think the last print off that we got in the mailboxes, the trust fund was up to
Yeah, that should be part of your, and that's as
170.
163, 170. Right?
yeah, but it's,
I think it's the 163.
yeah, so 160.
So I think it's 163.
And then they have the, trust account balance, but only talking,
Yeah, she'll get us the exact numbers, but you can see where we inserted that money a couple months ago. At the end of January, it was 163. So is that a healthy 20% PSF funding? She'll get us those numbers next week. But, so you can see what it did. You can see what the claims did for the months of October, November, December. Just so we're all on the same page. Anything else you guys want to discuss in budget work session? Future agenda items.
so we have department meeting next week.
That's at 12:30, safety first, and then followed by the department head meeting. The window vendor was supposed to come today. They had some other thing come up, so Dave said they're coming next Monday now. March 10th, IGHCP will be coming in at 9. I am working with Joel Knutson with his EMS contract. And then you guys heard that I'm working with Roman now to get his contract prepared too. Did get feedback from Dave Gorman that Chuck Stanton and his team will be doing panels sometime this week, potentially tomorrow night or Wednesday night. And then we'll see how far they make it. They know they have to have power up and running by 8 o'clock the next morning. So I guess we'll see how far they want to dig into it on a weeknight or maybe wait till the weekend.
I did have a discussion with Summit Pipeline here last week. I was at a meeting and they would like to come back and present after the legislative session's over.
Okay.
So just so we know that they want to tell us the changes that we made.
Gotcha. So sometime probably in May or whenever they adjourn.
Yeah.
So if Chuck's coming maybe Tuesday or Wednesday
Yeah.
night, we should probably let him know, because he likes to shut off certain
Yep.
stuff.
No. And then I want the department heads that are in this courthouse knowing too. So we'll get you a time and date once I find out from Chuck. Chad's coming next week, so I will send him a text this morning that the budget amendment went through. He's meeting with his board tomorrow night to go out for a bid for a new truck then. He also has some documents to show to us where they want their cold storage building. We'll work with him on the $200,000 after July 1st for county betterment funds for a cold storage building. Just trying to get some trees cleaned out. What else was Chad gonna tell us? Landfill.
Landfill,
There was an update on the landfill, so it'll be busy with some departments next Monday. Otherwise, that is all I have for today. Anybody, anything else? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Scott, second by Travis to adjourn at 9:49. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion is carried.